Can Kamala Harris beat Donald Trump? Latest poll updates. In less than 32 days, Vice President Kamala Harris will go head-to-head with Donald Trump as Americans cast their votes in the 2024 election. In a polling twist, Republican J.D. Vance has ridden the wave of success from the vice presidential debate against Tim Walz to see a significant boost in his favorability, which was previously at record low levels. Meanwhile, Harris maintains a narrow lead over Trump, but a new poll suggests that a growing number of Republicans may vote Democrat next month. Just 1% of voters have said the debate changed their minds about how they will vote. So how will Harris and Trump fare in November? Harris has a 2.7-point lead over Trump in the latest average of national polls, collated by 538. On average, Harris has been marginally ahead of Trump in national polls for several weeks. This week's debate between Ohio Senator Vance and Minnesota Governor Walz turned expectations on its head, with betting markets and pre-polls eyeing Walz as the presumed winner. Not only did Vance win the debate, but his performance appears to have done wonders for his public perception, which had been suffering for months. Our analysis before the debate found that Walz led Trump, Vance, and even Harris in terms of favorability. Vance received an plus 11-point boost in favorability from this week's debate, according to the latest poll from YouGov. This leaves Vance in a neutral position, while voters had an overall 9-11% unfavorable opinion of him before the debate. Most interestingly, Vance improved his favorability by an astonishing plus 19 points among Democrats. Though overall, he is still at a net 9.52% negative score among this group. Walz also received a more modest 3-point boost, reaching 15% favorability in YouGov's poll. Although Walz's performance was not debate-winning, he is still the most liked candidate, and he even improved his favorability among independent voters following the debate. Among his own party, though, he lost approval from 7% of voters, still ending up at a net positive position of 72% favorability with Democrats. Snap polls following the debate show that viewers were split on both candidates, and Vance came out a few points ahead. A CBS YouGov poll found that 42% of viewers considered Vance the debate winner, compared to 41% for Walz. However, Walz did emerge as more in touch with the average American and more likely to share voters' vision for America. The economy, regardless of political affiliation, is the most important issue impacting how people will vote in this election. A poll from Redfield and Wilton Strategies of 2,500 U.S. adults up to September 26th shows that abortion is considered the second most important issue for 37% of voters, followed by immigration at 34%. For Trump voters, however, these priorities are flipped. Over half, 57% of Trump voters view immigration as one of the biggest issues, amid border security tensions and recently debunked claims from Trump and Republicans about Haitian migrants. Interestingly, healthcare and abortion are tied as the next most important issues for Trump voters, at 23% each. Though Trump has advocated for overhauling Obamacare, with unsuccessful attempts during his presidency, he was unable to outline an alternative healthcare policy at the September presidential debate. Meanwhile, abortion is front and center for Harris voters, 55%, with Harris herself critical of abortion bans following the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Healthcare is also a top priority for Harris voters, 40%, followed by housing, 23%. Recent polls from the swing states by Bloomberg Morning Consult have Harris ahead by plus 3 points on average, ranging from neck and neck with Trump to a plus 7-point lead. The poll of over 6,000 registered voters in the swing states was conducted from September 19 to 25, with margins of error ranging from 1 to 4% in each state. In Pennsylvania, which hosted the first Harris-Trump presidential debate, Harris has seen her lead increase from plus 4 points to plus 5 points since August. The state had previously been leaning towards Trump when President Joe Biden was on the Democratic ticket. In Nevada, Harris has the strongest 7-point lead over Trump, with 52% of the vote to 45%. In Georgia, the two candidates are tied at 49% each, while Harris's 5-point lead in Wisconsin has shrunk to 3 points ahead of Trump. Harris is also 3 points ahead in Michigan and Arizona and 2 points ahead in North Carolina. While the economy remains the top issue for swing state voters, the perceived competency gap is shrinking. 45% of swing state voters think Harris can better handle the economy, slightly behind Trump at 49%. It is worth noting that separate New York Times polls earlier this month showed a lead for Trump in Arizona, North Carolina, and Georgia. This variation indicates that the swing states are still open to change before November. In Arizona, a historically Republican state that has 11 electoral college votes and flipped for Biden in 2020, polls have shown inconsistent leads for both Harris and Trump. The Trump campaign has made frequent stops in the state over the summer. In a state that borders Mexico, 1 in 5, 19% of Arizona voters say that immigration is the most important issue affecting their vote, according to the same poll. This is second to the economy, which is the number one issue impacting voters statewide and nationwide. The majority, 51%, of Arizona voters believe that Trump is better equipped to handle the top issues, which has flipped since August when Harris was slightly more trusted. This indicates that, despite the overall enthusiasm for Harris's debate performance, Arizona voters may favor Trump and his approach to key issues. As a generally Republican state, this is unsurprising. A separate poll from the New York Times and Siena College in September has Trump and Harris in a national deadlock, each at 47% of the vote among likely voters. This is a slight shift from the same poll in early September, which had Trump at +2 points ahead of Harris in a surprise result. The new poll, taken after the September debate, and with 2,437 likely voters, had 67% of respondents saying that Harris performed well in the debate, compared to 40% who thought the same about Trump. Harris retains a strong lead among women, 12 points ahead, while Trump enjoys a 14-point lead among men. In particular, Harris has improved her vote share among under 34s following the debate, with a 7% increase to 58% of the vote and a 21-point lead over Trump. Meanwhile, her lead within the 30 to 44 or age bracket has shrunk, with Trump just 4 points behind, though Trump's margin in the 45 to 64 age bracket has also decreased to just 2 points. Among white, college-educated voters, the early September poll showed a 12-point preference for Harris. Following the debate, this group has seen the most substantial jump, with a 25-point lead for Harris at 61% of the vote. Interestingly, a pre-debate poll from the New York Times showed that nearly a third of voters, 28%, felt they needed to learn more about Harris, compared to 9% who would say the same about Trump. However, the debate was helpful for Harris in that regard, as half of voters, 50%, feel that they learned a lot about her during the debate, with just a third saying the same about Trump, according to the New York Times poll.